I've shown you mine. Now show me yours. I've got the pie. So this friend of mine, well, it was not a close friend, but we had a lot of fun, mostly email. We only met a couple times in person. Really, really, really smart guy and a billionaire. And he would talk to me about, he would actually call me and ask me what tech companies he would buy stock in. I would tell him not buying any stock. He would buy the whole company and make like another $100 million and call me up to thank me and say, next time's dinner's on me. Because I was too cowardly to actually act on what I believed. He would act on what I believed to make money. He was in the communications business. He was retiring at a fairly young age. I think he was sick. He didn't tell anybody, but he died shortly after that. But he retired fairly young. I mean, late 40s, early 50s. Not young for a .com guy, but young for a working stiff. Young for us. And his secretary called and said there's going to be a retirement party for a couple thousand people that work for him. This is around the same time as the pie story, right? And can you make a video wishing him a happy retirement? And I said to the secretary, well, what kind of video would you like? And she said, well, make it funny. And I said, okay, I'll make it funny. So I got this idea.
Knock-knock jokes crossed out.
That I would...
Initial brainstorming.
These are the images I had in my head. Relax, Don't Do It by Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Okay? Strobe lights, lots of purple and red lights, me smoking a cigarette. Okay? And the video would come in close to my face, me smoking a cigarette, and say, hi, my name is Penn. I own the, I forget what it was, the Cocktail Lounge in Vegas, featuring the best nude dancers in Vegas. And I heard that, let's just call him Dave. Dave was retiring. And I thought he was one of our best dancers we ever had. He's welcome to come back here, move back to Vegas, and work here again with us if he needs work. So the whole joke was that he used to be a nude male dancer at a gay club. That was the whole joke. And that I was the boss, okay? And I wanted to do this, of course, naked. And I wanted to have two guys dancing to Relax, Don't Do It, When You Got to Get to It, which was at that time retro. That's how long ago this, I mean, that was a long time ago, that song. It's about halfway between the two. So I needed to have two guys with naked, and I wanted their penises flapping into my face. I wanted them bouncing off my cheeks as they danced while we were doing this, okay? And I would look into the camera. So I know many, many, many guys who would do this for a joke. Many guys that would come in and say, sure, we'll dance.
But the flapping category eliminates some of that list, correct?
So here's the problem, okay? I also know Georgie Bernasek, who's the fire eater in our show, and she appears in our show and works on Elsie. She helps in our show. She's like Jonesy. I know Georgie, and Georgie used to be lead dancer in Jubilee. She knows every dancer in town. She knows all the male dancers in town. And she would be able to get me at least 30 people to dance naked and bounce their penises off my face like this.
Sure.
So I called Georgie. Now here's the problem. I had a job in New York and a job in L.A. And I had promised them I'd get them this video by 2 days from then. And I stopped off in Vegas for 3 hours. And then I was going to fly to L.A., okay? So I had 3 hours to do this in Vegas. And the time I had to do it, there was a huge AIDS benefit, anti-AIDS benefit.
Right.
And they were having all the show folk in Vegas that were dancers were working this huge production number. So Georgie said, yes, we'll get those people to you tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. I said, no, it's going to be tonight. And she said, no, tonight everybody's working. I said, well, she said, but after the show, you can even come by the show, because after the show, we will have 100 naked dancers there already changing their clothes. We can come over and shoot the video. It'll be no problem. I said, no, I have to be at the airport at 10. She said, well, every single person is on stage. I said, oh, Jesus. So I called Dean Cameron of ski school fame,
Yeah.
who was living in Vegas at the time, and Dean Cameron was off like visiting his mom somewhere. So I called a friend of ours who was a sound man. He was booked. Called someone else. So it's like a Friday night at like 8:00, and I'm trying to find someone to flap their penis into my face. I want 2 people. So I said, well, how hard can this be?
Ba-dum-dum.
Right. I said, let's call an escort service. Let's call gay prostitutes. Let's call hustlers. So I called, okay? And they said, this is for modeling and companionship. I said, yeah. I really just need them for a video. And I said, it's really nothing. It'll be nothing. They go, well, $300 goes to us or whatever it was, $400. Mm-hmm. And then you will have to tip the people. I said, yeah. So I called Glenn and go, well, this is going to cost me like $1,000. And Glenn said, yes. I go, wow. He goes, the guy's a billionaire. This is an okay budget. This is a friend of yours. You play with the big kids. They're going to be bringing him, people will be giving him cars. You can give him 2 penises flapping in his face. So we called 2 male prostitutes, and they are to show up at the Slammer here to take the pictures. So I go to them and I say, listen, I'm going to tip you, whatever it is, a couple $100. Is that okay?
Yeah.
And this should be really, really fast. All you got to do is just take your clothes off and dance next to me. And I said, there'll be no sex. And they said, well, we don't do sex anyway. We are I said, yeah, I know I know what you are. Yeah, I know everything about. Everything is understood here. But I'm not going to have. I don't want to have sex with you.
Protest too much?
I'm not even going to touch you. I'm not even going to really touch you. I just like you to flap your penises in my face. Now, it turns out that when a straight guy calls gay prostitutes and says he doesn't want them for sex, they don't believe him. They don't. They think that he is maybe lying to at least them and probably himself, too. Okay?
Yeah.
So I gave them the tip. And I said, okay. And they go, oh, to videotape, it's more money. I said, well, no, we're not making a porn. This is just for retirement for a billionaire. It should not have said the word billionaire, but the tip went up.
Yeah.
And I paid that. And then they said, okay, let us get ready. And I said, well, ready in this case is taking off your pants, right? What ready is there? And they go, we need to go into the bathroom and get ready. I said, what does get ready mean? I don't even know what get ready means. Do you understand? You're just going to be standing next to me and dancing? The get ready is I'm going to take my shirt off. You're going to take your shirt and pants off. That's the entire get ready. And they said, no, we need to use your bathroom. So they each went into a bathroom, and they were in there for 35 minutes. And I'm knocking on the door going, we don't have to... Please, you don't have to do, we don't need, there's nothing needed here. Please, can we just, right?
Prep.
Then they come out and they say, I don't think we're comfortable with this. I go, what do you mean? They go, well, there's video and you're talking and you're asking us to dance and we weren't here to dance. We're here to be, I go, you don't have to dance well. Just dance like my goofball friends would dance. Well, we're not comfortable with this. We're not really comfortable with this.
Their faces were not going to be in the...
Right.
In the...
We feel you've brought us here under false pretenses. I went, what? This should be, you could have been done. This could have been the easiest money you made tonight. We could have been done in 10 minutes. So there I am, exhausted, with a plane to catch, begging 2 hustlers to just take their clothes off and dance, flapping their dicks in my face. Right? And finally, I begged them and begged them and begged them, and I get an okay from them. And I light up the cigarette, and then one of them goes, I'm not comfortable with cigarette smoke. Ah! It's going to be done in no time. We put on Frankie Goes to Hollywood. They're not comfortable dancing to that music. Well, that's really old music. It's all going to be one thing, right? We go through, first of all, we shoot it, okay? And it's really, really not very good, right? We shoot it. And I go, I'd like you to get your penises closer to my face. They're dancing like 3 feet from me on either side. So now it's a wide, wide, wide shot. And I go, can you bring in a little bit? Well, we're not comfortable with that. Can I bring in a little bit? Penn, you've got to go to the airport. Can we just get one more? So they do it, and it's kind of half-assed. My performance isn't that good. And then I got to go to the airport. And the guys go, oh, that's it? I go, yes. And they go, well, that's all you want us to do? And I go, yes. And they go, we're done? I go, yes. Enjoy yourself. Do whatever you want to do, but I'm leaving. So I leave Glenn there with them to finish up the business and do all that.
I just got a text from Glenn saying he shot it. He
did
did Spielberg on this. He shot it. It said spring 1997. I brought along a female friend to oddly make it less awkward.
Well, I was not putting Glenn in the scene as much because I thought he might be uncomfortable.
No, now he wants to be the Spielberg of this thing. So.
1997.
Yeah.
Is he okay with us telling this story? I assume so.
I assume so
hasn't
now.
complained about that
he's
part.
He's calling him to brag he shot it. So yeah, he's okay. It's honestly Glenn's first and last film, so I imagine. I got to check his IMDb page.
So I left. Boom. Done. Gone. It gets sent off. We find out later that when it was shown in front of 2,000 employees, it made everybody very uncomfortable and awkward. And it didn't get the laughs that Penn had hoped. This is maybe during the time, if we were doing if I were doing my autobiography, okay, this would be the section of the autobiography that says, I lost touch with my community standards. Right?
Chapter 6, I lost community standards.
Would you have suggested sending that to a billionaire?
Not for 2,000 people, no. Again.
It's really funny.
Yeah.
It's really funny. And also, you're not there. Like, you get just to get to send it, and then... Here's the thing. I'm happy with it. It's kind of like when Colbert hosted the White House Correspondents' Dinner. At first, it went over terribly, but then with 24 hours, he was a genius.
Yeah.
You know, at first, it was how terrible he is. And I think, like you, I'm happy with either result. Mm-hmm. I believe you were happy with that result.
I was okay.
Yeah.
Now, there's a punchline to this that is tremendously funny.
Yeah.
If you don't set it up the way I just set it up.
Right.
So now there won't be surprise, but I'm hoping it's still funny. Okay. Now, this is 1997, 98, whatever.
Yeah.
There are still VCR players then.
Yes.
They're still around. Okay. So Laura, the long-suffering Laura, after the long-suffering Glenn, has one of the video players that we have at our office is broken. So she sends it over to Best Buy, whoever does video repair, to get fixed. Okay? And a week later, she gets a call from a repairman who says, I need to speak to Penn. And Laura says, what? What is this about? He goes, it's about a repair on a video deck. And Laura says, I'm Laura. I work at the office. I can handle anything. She goes, no, I need to talk to Penn personally. And Laura says, why would you need to talk to Penn personally about a repair? And he goes, there's something very private and very personal that we need to talk to Penn about. And she says, well, Penn's out of town. You're not going to talk to Penn. It's just not going to happen. I'll put you on with, it gets kicked up the chain and back down to Laura. And Laura finally has this long conversation, and he says, there's a tape that was stuck in the machine. And if that tape got out to a cable network or something, it could ruin Penn and Teller's career. And Laura then, her whole body drains, flop sweat, terrified. What is the video? It's a video of Penn, and it's very gay. Yes. Well, what is it? We aren't anti-gay in the office. What's the problem here? He goes, he's at a gay club with men dancing around him, and they are naked dancing around him, and he's talking about owning a gay club and asking someone to come back and dance. And Laura says, he sent that to the biggest cable operator because the party was being given by his friend who owned like all of Cox Cable. So it was the actual address that Laura had sent it to was like Cox Cable. Right? That was the actual address it had been sent to. I wasn't Cox, it was one of them, okay?
Yeah.
But one of his was a friend of his. I just know Cox because that's our, because also we're thinking about Cox.
It's the most appropriate title.
Yeah, most appropriate title.
He sent it to thousands of people. He sent it to a party filled with thousands of people.
But also at the office of a
Media
cable TV. I mean, it's just, she said just, and he goes, well, I think this is personal and shouldn't be seen. She said, okay, then destroy it. We don't care. Now, I don't know. We don't know still. I think it was an act of kindness.
Yeah.
But it also could have been the worst blackmail call ever made.
Yeah, like if you suddenly, someone who never had any intention of blackmailing suddenly figured out, like, maybe I should blackmail.
Yeah,
That's how
maybe
it
they'll
would
give
go.
me a finder's fee.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll call it a finder's fee because I'm such a nice guy. I wouldn't blackmail. I mean, but I don't want to say that because I don't want to accuse him of that.
No.
Even though we haven't said his name or where he worked or anything, I don't want to accuse. I think people are pretty good.
Maybe he just wanted to.
Just trying to help you out.
Yeah.
He probably wanted
he
to
was
just get
appalled.
get a good thank you.
He probably also did want to talk to you.
Yeah, get a good thank you from me. Thanks a lot for not. Boy, if that got out there, then he has a story forever, right?
Yeah.
They sent him this video recording.
I'm keeping your gay little secret. You and me have a bond. We're friends.
I'm just telling you. This is advice because it's so important that when you see, when you watch Penn Sunday School, you get a chance to learn something, okay? If you want someone to flop their penis into your face, it's just easier to go to a Starbucks or something than go to a gay hustle. It's just much easier. I believe I could have talked somebody at a random Starbucks into doing this for me quicker than I could have talked those two hustlers.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know why people in the sex business don't just do their job. This is tied in with we hire people to be naked on bullshit. Then they'd say, I'm a little bit uncomfortable being naked on bullshit. Good, then don't take the job. Could not be easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trying to get, Reddy wants to try this video experiment. See if I can get somebody to get naked at Starbucks. Yeah, I've done it before. I bet I could do it. Just yeah. So let's do these other two ads here.
Sure.